Not a precise match, I am afraid. Not a precise match, I am. Poirot could see at once that these are the shoes of a man much too small to have made the footprint. Poirot could see at once that these are the shoes of a man much too small to have made the footprint. Poirot could see at once that these are the shoes of a man much too small to have made the footprint.
The time for talk has passed.
Ah, you return. Is there more to report to me, mademoiselle?
And that is everything I have discovered so far.
We progress, mademoiselle. Now, let us see what we can learn.
I believe I have collected all the passports.
Unfortunately, I do not think so, mademoiselle. So please to make certain next time, huh? Remember our challenge.
I think I have secured all the fingerprints.
Unfortunately, I do not think so, mademoiselle. So please to make certain next time, huh? Remember our challenge.
I believe I have compared the footprint cast to all the men's shoes.
Unfortunately, I do not think so, mademoiselle. Please to make certain next time. Remember our challenge.
The footprints in the snow belong to Foscarelli.
And his fingerprints are found upon the windowsill of Monsieur Ratchet's room. Yet he does not smoke a pipe. Nor, I think, does the cambric handkerchief with the letter H belong to him.
The stiletto I found in the hut must be the murder weapon.
That would seem to be the obvious conclusion. It is the weapon of the underworld assassin, to be sure. And with fingerprints which match no one's aboard this train.
We have not one, but 2 additional attendants' uniforms.
2 uniforms, 2 knives, possibly 2 murderers, one right-handed and one left? Can they have had the same plan, to sneak about disguised as attendants, in order to murder Monsieur Ratchet in his sleep? What a moment that must have been, as they encounter one another over the body. It is like a scene from a Marx Brothers movie, that.
Someone was hiding in Ratchet's crate.
A valuable statue is stolen. And then the thief decides to do what? Well, masquerade as the statue? To escape detection?
The missing statue is another motive for murder.
Why not? We have the possible revenge from the Armstrong kidnapping, a possible assassin from Ratchet's underworld past. So why not a thief who kills Ratchet to cover up his crime? If we find 9 more motives for the murder and 10 more knives, we at least will have explained all those stab wounds.
The books in Ratchet's crate were all references of use to the murderer.
Explain, mademoiselle.
Géographie Européenne would be helpful in following the route of the train and choosing the best spot for murder. Introduction à la Science could give information about sleeping draughts.
And Crime and Punition by Dostoevsky? Was the guilty conscience of the killer haunting him as it did the unfortunate Raskolnikov?
Mateo's fingerprints are on the padlock from the door of the hut.
That padlock interests me.
Why would Mateo have a key to a shepherd's hut in the middle of the mountains, near the spot where he would have no idea the train would be stopped by an avalanche? Monsieur Poirot, you don't think the avalanche was caused deliberately?
No, mademoiselle, I do not. There are enough fantastic elements to this crime already, without introducing the saboteurs.
But then how could his fingerprints come to be on that hut?
They were not on the hut, but on the padlock. Further investigation appears necessary on this point.
The padlock was taken when Mateo's ham radio equipment was sabotaged.
Someone has gone to great trouble, it seems, to direct suspicion upon this young man. Yet how can he have reached the Calais coach unobserved?
I have all the pieces. All that remains is for me to assemble them properly.
Très bien, mademoiselle. You have done well. Merci, mademoiselle. Unfortunately, the report it is not yet complete. We are now armed with much more additional knowledge than before. Continue the investigation, and do not be afraid to go over the ground you have already covered.
Count Andrigny, I am acting on behalf of Monsieur Hercule Poirot in this matter. May I speak with you?
I quite understand your position. I will do anything I can to assist you.
May I have your passport, please?
Yes, certainly.
Rudolph Joseph Andrigny, aged 34. A diplomatic passport.
Yes, I am in the Hungarian consular service.
Wife Elena Maria Andrigny, aged 20.
Yes, we have only been married a year.
Aged 20, thank you. I'd like to take your fingerprints.
Whatever you need to do, I will be happy to cooperate.
Are you aware of the identity of the deceased, monsieur?
If you want to know his name, surely it is in his passport.
The name on his passport is Ratchet. That is not his real name. He is in fact Cassetti, who was responsible for the kidnapping and death of a child in America.
Ah, That certainly should throw light upon the matter.
Have you been to America, Monsieur Leconte?
Yes, I was in Washington for a year. Extraordinary country.
Did you know the Armstrong family?
The kidnapped victims.
Yes.
Armstrong. Armstrong. It is difficult to recall. So many diplomatic functions. So many hands to shake. I cannot recall. I'm sorry.
Can you tell me how you spent the evening after dinner last night?
We had my wife's compartment made up while we were at dinner. On returning, we sat up in mine playing piquet. At about 11 o'clock, my wife retired for the night. The attendant made up my compartment, and I also went to bed.
The sudden stop of the train awakened you?
Naturally. I learned from the attendant of the avalanche, then went in to my wife and comforted her.
When did you return to your own compartment?
Well, I didn't, actually. That is to say, I did not like to leave my wife alone after the shock. We passed the remainder of the night together.
Other than the train stopping, did you notice anything unusual?
No, I don't think so. I dropped off to sleep sometime before 2 a.m. and slept through until this morning.
You didn't hear the commotion in the compartment next to yours? The American lady who occupies it had quite an attack of hysterics and rang repeatedly for the attendant.
When was this?
At approximately 1:15.
No, I'm afraid I didn't notice.
Do you smoke, Monsieur Leconte?
The occasional cigar only. They are always offered to me, you understand, but I do not much like them.
That will do for now, Count Endraigny. These prints don't match. These prints don't match.
I will talk to you later. I promise.
Poirot could see at once that these are the shoes of a man much too small to have made the footprint. Ah, you return. Is there more to report to me, mademoiselle?
And that is everything I have discovered so far.
We progress, mademoiselle. Now, let us see what we can learn.
We have many alibis we can use to eliminate suspects.
Yes, too many. Compare them all. Look for discrepancies. We must be certain that they do not leak the water.
I believe I have collected all the passports.
Très bien, mademoiselle. You have done well.
I think I have secured all the fingerprints.
Très bien, mademoiselle. You have done well.
I believe I have compared the footprint cast to all the men's shoes.
Très bien, mademoiselle. Oh, you have done well. And so we advance in our investigations. It is obvious that our fellow passengers have not been entirely forthright. You have still not had the opportunity to search all of the compartments, and there are other mysteries still to be explained.